The Champions League is back, with Arsenal looking for a home win against Bayern Munich and Barcelona tested on AC Milan's home turf. Plus, we'll take a look at this weekend's FA Cup 4th and 5th round matches. Joining me on Sports Spread this week is Leon Blanche from boylesports.com. Leon, thank you very much indeed for joining us this week. Let's talk about the Champions League then first. And pretty important time of the season for Arsenal. They take on Bayern Munich at the Emirates. We'll talk about the FA Cup in a moment. But Arsenal, very difficult to gauge at the moment. Yeah,
it has been a bit of a stop-start season, Nigel, in fairness. I think when you look at Arsenal, I think many people expected them to start sorting out the back four. It hasn't been secure enough this year. They bought a very interesting left full, who I think is going to be a major player for Arsenal for many years to come. But it's in that heart of the defence. Thomas Vermaelen, Mertesacker, it doesn't seem to be working. Bayern Munich, on the other hand, they know Pep Guardiola is coming for the new season. So they're going to want to be trying to play for him at the moment, because you can bet your bottom dollar he'll be watching every single game. But Arsenal at home, in the first leg, you want to try and keep a clean sheet. I think that is absolutely vital. Do I think Arsenal can do it? Absolutely not.
So in terms of betting, I mean, Bayern Munich, they're nicely on top of the Bundesliga, no problem there. But do we think it's going to be a very low-scoring game? What does the market make of this one?
No, I think there will be goals, because I don't think Arsenal can keep a clean sheet. And I think when you see in their recent games, OK, they got a clean sheet away in the Premier League against Sunderland, but it doesn't happen too often in the Champions League. I'm going to go for a score draw here. I think Bayern Munich have got plenty of attacking options with Ribery. He's one of the best wingers in the land. They've also got Gomez up front. Arsenal, as we can see them training here, Jack Wilshere is probably the pick of their players. Yeah. He has a magnificent future ahead of him. But as I said, this is only the first leg, and Bayern Munich, a little bit similar to Manchester United, an away goal is vital, and I think Bayern Munich will get that.
OK, let's move on to Porto, FC Porto and Malaga. Again, the market seems to be suggesting that Porto are a bit too strong for Malaga. Would you agree with that one?
Well, I think when you look at Porto, they are odds on at home, but I think when you look at their home record, it is fabulous. However, Malaga have spent big. They're available at 100 to 30. Now, some people might say that's too big a price, but I think when you look, this is a real, it's a cracking game. Portuguese taking on Spanish. 5-6 for Porto, 12-5 the draw, and 130, as I said, the away win. I have a feeling here in Malaga, many people underestimated them in their group, but they pushed AC Milan all the way. And I have a feeling here at 100-30, we will see plenty of action on that. 5-6 for me is a little bit short on Porto. They do have a good home record, but I really fancy this Malaga side to cause a little bit of an upset. I think they'll go through over the two legs, and they might take a lead back to Spain for the second leg.
OK, now the other tie of the round, after we saw obviously Man United and Real Madrid, AC Milan, Barcelona. How do you pick that one?
Well, you know, these are two heavyweights of European football. They've got great history. They've both won the Champions League on numerous occasions. And I think looking at it, Barcelona are the favourites to lift the Champions League, but they do have an Achilles heel, and that is their central defensive partnership. They play Mascherano as a centre half. He's a holding midfielder. They bought Alex Song from Arsenal. He's a holding midfielder, but he plays centre half. Piqué is probably the pick, but I think when you look at Carlos Puyol, he's not getting any younger.
He's been around for a while.
He has been around for a while, but I mean, I suppose he embodies what Barcelona is. They're a Catalan club, and they love being called Catalan. I think looking at this game, Milan will have to take some type of a lead back to Camp Nou. If they don't, it's all over. AC Milan are not the side that they used to be. Juventus are the top team in Serie A at the moment. Barcelona are the top team in Spain. Again, Barcelona will be happy with an away goal. Lionel Messi is just breaking all manner of records. Cristiano Ronaldo must be thinking, in any other era, I would be the best player in the world. But Messi is just a phenomenon. He's broke the most goals in a season. I'm going to go with Barcelona to take a score draw back to Camp Nou and qualify safely for the quarterfinals.
OK, so Barcelona going through there. Finally, Galatasaray Schalke. This is sort of a quiet one, if you like. Galatasaray, they've got Wesley Sneijder, but he's cup-tied. Schalke seem to be the favourites. So another German club almost under the radar here.
Well, I think German football, especially the Bundesliga, this year in the Champions League has come right to the fore with Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich and, of course, Schalke. But Didier Drogba has signed for Galatasaray. We all saw what he did last year for Chelsea, winning them the Champions League. So for me, that could be the signing that actually gives Galatasaray a little bit of an advantage. They are favourites to win at home, and you would expect them to win at home. But again, I really think a clean sheet is vital. 11-8 for the home win, 2-1 for an away win, 9-4 the draw. This is very hard to pick, but I'm going to go for Drogba to score and for Galatasaray to win at 11-8 at home. It'll be an amazing atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's a cauldron when you go and play Galatasaray. So for me, Drogba to score and Galatasaray 11-8.
OK, let's move now on to the FA Cup. Let's get the fourth round out of the way first. Chelsea, despite the sort of Jekyll and Hyde season, they've got to be too strong for Brentford, you think, at home?
Absolutely. I mean, you would imagine Chelsea, that was a great result for us bookmakers. I think that day in the FA Cup we saw Leeds beat Tottenham, we saw Oldham beat Liverpool, and of course Brentford nearly hung on to Chelsea. But maybe Brentford, with the replay, it's great for financial reasons. But Chelsea at home, yes. Rafael Benitez has a great record as being a cup manager. He won the European Cup with Liverpool. He won the FA Cup with Liverpool. He's won plenty of things with Valencia. And I think when you look at him as a Chelsea manager, they're in the Europa League and they're in the FA Cup. He's going to want to win both of these competitions to try and get the secure full-time manager's job at Chelsea. Do I think that's going to happen? No. But Chelsea will beat Brentford.
OK. And finally, the fifth round matches, not much sort of, well, we said this in the last round, not much room for manoeuvre in terms of great upsets. We expect the Arsenal's, Everton's, Man City, Man United to get through. Where do you put your money for the weekend? If you want to put a bet on for the fifth round ties, where do you put it?
Well, I suppose most people are looking now, Nigel, at the accumulators. So trying to put a couple of those big name teams that you mentioned into a treble or maybe even into a four-timer. I don't think there's going to be too many shocks. And the reason I say this is Manchester City, I think the Premier League is gone. So they're going all out for the FA Cup. I think when you look at Arsenal, haven't won a trophy for nearly 7 years. They want to win the FA Cup. The one team, Manchester United, I think they'll make a whole host of changes after that superb draw in the Bernabeu. And maybe, just maybe, they could slip up and draw. Us bookmakers are only hoping that one of them slips up. We see Sir Alex Ferguson on screen. He hasn't lost any of his appetite. It was a great game last night. But I really do feel us bookmakers could get a bit of a hiding in this weekend's fifth round ties. OK, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much indeed for that. My thanks to Leon Blanche from Boyle Sport. That's all from us for now, but we'll be back at the same time next week. I'm Nigel Stevenson. This is Reuters.